It's payday. Budget my paycheck with me. I'm legally blonde and I'm 25 years old. And
For those who don't know, he said legally blind, not legally blonde. All right, because I saw some people in the comment section be like, "Oh, I thought he said legally blonde." No, he said he's legally blind.
I am so far past caring about saving money. I just don't care.
It's not the avocado toast and it's not the Starbucks. I recently came into some money and I put a little bit into my savings and I kept $2,500 for spending this month, like the month of February. And I told myself I'm not going to go crazy, try to pay bills or whatever. I'm just going to use this money for my regular day-to-day expenses, and then my paycheck will go to the regular bills and stuff like it always does.
Wait. What are regular everyday expenses and your expenses? Like, what's the difference between the two? Everyday expenses and expenses. The only thing I can think about is gas, car insurance, car note, groceries, rent. That's if you have all of those things. But what are everyday expenses, bro? It's not adding up already. But let's hear them out. I could be wrong, and you could be too. But let's find out.
When I was looking at that $2,500 suddenly become $1,500, I realized that I wasn't being irresponsible. Stuff is too expensive. I wasn't going to fancy restaurants. I wasn't buying expensive things. I was just buying groceries, putting gas. Like I got in the mail, oh, you went to see the doctor. You owe us like $75 after your visit. So I'm like, okay, I'll use this extra 25 to pay that. And went to like a few eat out here and there, nothing fancy.
Okay, now you're effing up. Because you just said that you were just paying your everyday expenses. You don't have to eat out every day. I hope you know that. Even if you eat McDonald's and get the dollar menu, you're still eating out. And it's trash food, by the way. So it's going to make you feel like you know what. But that's not an everyday expense, bro. You're missing me with this one right here. Because everyday expenses can be added into your monthly expenses, which are your bills that you have to pay. What are your thoughts on this? Let's continue.
And when I saw how quickly that money dwindled in like 2 weeks, that's when I really realized why everything is so hard.
He hasn't even talked about having a family or any emergencies happening. Bro said, and I quote, $2,500 gone in 2 weeks. You understand that's $5,000 a month? That he just blames the economy on, oh, it's so expensive. What? 5K? Huh?
Things are too expensive. This has nothing to do with making bad financial decisions or anything. It's too expensive. And $2,500 for some people is their rent. For other people, that's 2 months, almost 2 months worth of rent. So it may sound like a lot of money, but it's actually not.
It actually is when you don't know how it went away. Now, $2,500 every 2 weeks isn't a lot if you want to live a luxury lifestyle, but bro is living a luxury lifestyle going out to eat, and he didn't even explain any other expenses. He said gas. Gas is not going to cost you $2,500, bro. It's not going to cost him $2,500 to go to work and do whatever he's got to do. I don't care. I don't care. Like there's no justification towards that. Okay. Like I'm just confused here. How in the world do you not know where the $2,500 went from or went to? I have a Google sheet. It looks like it works just like Excel, and it writes out all of my monthly expenses, what date they're due, if I paid it, and I break up my expenses on a like every week or a every 2 week basis so I can not have huge chunks taken out my bank account. I don't like that. At the end of the day, this dude doesn't know how to track his money, it sounds like.
When you think about the average family, the average people, if you have more than one person in your house, you're spending like $300, maybe $400 on groceries. If you try to say you're spending less, no, you're not. We don't eat fancy stuff. We don't eat a lot of stuff. We get cheap stuff as much as we can. We cook a lot too. It's expensive.
And this is where my accountability steps in, okay? Because listen, I'm an entrepreneur at heart. I work out 5 days a week. I also do my best to meal prep so I can not as much as like save money or whatever. It's more of like save time because I can use my time and allocate it towards something else that's going to make me a lot more money than the money that I would have saved if I didn't go out to eat. Now, I say all that to say, number one, when he's looking at his finances, right? And he's like, okay, 2,500, it went away. Like, bro, you're breaking down junk food, because that's what he's saying. It's like, yeah, we got cheap food, junk food. You got junk food. A lot of y'all might think junk food is cheaper, and it is number wise, but it's also cheaper in your stomach. Hear me out. If your food don't have a good amount of protein in it, you're not going to get full from that. You're going to keep eating and keep snacking. And even though you can get full eventually, you're getting full off of BS. And at the cost of what? Because you got to eat more junk food in order to feel fulfilled. But with healthy food, you can eat more nutrition or healthy nutrition and eat less of it. Yeah, you'll pay more, but you're also getting fuller quicker, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
It's expensive to buy meat. It's expensive to buy fruit. It's expensive. Vegetables are still cheap, but everything else is expensive. And the politicians are lying to us. They really are trying to
Oh, man. Here we go. Right here. Yup. He deserves to be in the Victim Olympics. Now we got into politics. If y'all don't stop having politics control your mindset off of how bad the economy is, believe it or not, there are people who thrive in economies when they're good and when they're going terrible. The thing is, you have to adjust your strategy. You cannot live like you lived 10 years ago. You cannot live a comfortable luxury lifestyle without having multiple streams of income. This is exactly why I work in 9 to 5, and I also have a YouTube channel that is monetized. By the way, if you guys are interested with monetizing your own YouTube channel, join the Cashflow Creators Club. Link is in the description down below.
make us believe that it's our own fault because so many of these politicians are rich now. They don't know how much things really cost. They don't.
I'm pretty sure they live on the same rock as we do called the Earth. They know how expensive things are. And he's a victim. Like, bro, like what? Give me a break, bro. Oh, well, they don't know. And it's not our fault. It is your fault. You broke and they're not. Or you're broke and somebody else ain't. You have control over your own wallet, bro. You have control over your own time, bro. I'm not in it for making excuses. I'm in it for using what I have to my advantage, even though my advantage may not be as great as other people's advantage.
Understand it because they have a massive buffer that makes the brunt of spending not really hit their accounts.
As if everybody that has money came from money.
The average person doesn't. And I have 2 jobs and 3 college degrees.
Oh, it just keeps getting better and better and better. He has 2 jobs and 3 college degrees. In what world were you promised that you was going to make enough money to be comfortable with 2 jobs and 3 college degrees? Maybe your college degrees are worthless. I said what I said. A lot of people go to college and get degrees that aren't valued in today's economy. And unfortunately, they spent tens and thousands of dollars to get a degree that nobody wants to pay a fair amount of money for. And that's just the truth. Number 2, my boy. Again, looking at people who have more than you and saying, well, they don't know how it feels. Bro, people come from being broke all the time. They have to change their lifestyle, live below their means. Stop eating the doggone Dorito party mix or party. Well, I don't even know what it's called because I don't eat that BS. Stop eating that junk. And it shows. Y'all might call it body shaming. I'm calling it responsibility. We got to start looking at the person in the mirror and saying, if I want to do better, I got to do better.
So I should be allowed to buy my basic needs and more if I so choose. But because things are so unreasonably expensive, I can't.
That was the other thing I wanted to say. He was talking about the average person just can't. But first of all, why would you want to be average in anything? Like, let's be honest here. If you were to take a test and your life depended on it, would you want to do average or would you want to excel on it, right? You're going to study like you want to excel because you don't want to be that close to being average or that close to failing. That's a fact. When you get a car and it's reliable, would you want your car to be average or more reliable above the standard of other trash brand cars? You probably want it to be more reliable, not average. When you meet a partner, you don't want them to be average. You want to build a connection. You want it to feel special, not average. So why in the world would you compare yourself to average people and complain, well, the average person doesn't? Of course the average person doesn't get that. Of course the average person is struggling. They're average. What are they supposed to get?
Go with that as you will. It's not that we're all in a bad situation. Some of us are irresponsible, but I think
Stop right there. Yeah, you're irresponsible. The person who makes excuses, that's how you know they're giving up responsibility. He's irresponsible. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. He's 110% irresponsible. Let's see what the comment section has to say. Someone said 1 bottle of lotion, 1 body wash, 1 deodorant equals $40. That's ridiculous. Not if you want to stay fresh. Make more money, bro. Figure out how to use your time more wisely, bro. Another person said the guilt I felt when I buy groceries is insane because it feels like I'm splurging for buying juice and some snacks. I say stop buying the doggone juice. You don't need juice to live. You don't need juice to live, man. One of the things that I did in order for me to save more money, and it's a small little adjustment, is stop drinking my calories. Jay, what do you mean by that? Let me be clear for the people in the back. Drinking your calories means anything outside of water, basically anything outside of water. Your body doesn't need juice, bro. Like, your body don't need Coca-Cola. Your body don't need no smoothies. You don't need none of that. Now, it's nice to have, especially if it's healthy, but you don't need it. So the fact that people feel obligated, well, I should be able to drink a soda. The soda don't help your health. The soda don't help your finances, and you still got the audacity to go on the internet and complain about the prices of stuff. You're getting stuff you don't need. When you put gas in your car need gas. But you don't buy soda for your car because it's worthless. It's pointless. It doesn't serve a purpose to your car. That's exactly what you're doing with your body when you get junk food and you get sodas. I must be the crazy one, man.
I am so far past caring about saving money. I just don't care. Like, the world could blow up tomorrow, hopefully. And you want me to stress about a construct? Like, at some point in human history, some guy just made up money and credit cards, and you want me to stress about that? It's not even real. And then every time I'm like,
yeah, I do think that's pretty interesting. For those who don't know, the green dollar, the one with the slave master on top of it. Yeah, it was created off of representation of gold until they made too much, and then they couldn't back it by actual value. So yeah, it is something that is just created for monetary reasons and in an exchange of value, but now it's representing value as far as productivity. That's what I believe. Depending on your amount of money you have in your bank account or amount of money that you get paid, so to say, depends on how valuable your skill is into today's economy. Not saying anybody's job isn't important. We all play a role here in this economy, but doctors get paid more than teachers for a reason. And my mom was a teacher for 20 years. I believe teachers should definitely get paid more. Why don't they? Doctors just get paid more than teachers. It just is what it is. It's a fact. Can you change a fact? Maybe. But at the end of the day, this is the world we live in. What are you going to do about it?
maybe I should lock in, maybe I should stop spending money. Something huge happens. Like today I took my car in, need new tires, $2,000. Who cares? It's not even real money. I don't care.
Why was your car $2,000 to get tires for? That's your first problem. Of course you don't care about saving because you can't. You got $2,000 worth of tires. Some of y'all can afford that. That's not a wise decision, especially for people on TikTok talking about, oh, I'm not going to save. You don't have a choice.
Put it on a credit card and put the $250 perfume that I want on my credit card too. I don't care. The old me would have been like, oh my God, $2,000. What am I going to do? Now I really, really, truly don't care. Our generation's kind of fucked anyway from the boomers. I'm not going to buy a house. What the fuck am I saving for? Why would I forego my current happiness for the fake promise of if you save your money, you can retire at 65? I'm not retired.
I'm so tired of people blaming the doggone boomers for where they're at financially. Nobody is in control of where you're at right now. You are a grown adult. You get to make your own choices. There are people, teenagers, 20-year-olds, people who don't even go to college that become millionaires now. You got the audacity to blame the boomers? You weren't even born back then. Like, and if you were, like, why? That's like me complaining about slavery and being like, well, that's the reason why I'm not successful and I can't make money. Bruh, I'm not living in no Jim Crow laws. I'm not living in no slavery moment, bro. We got a different economy. We got a different world now, bro. Like, it doesn't make it don't make sense. The crazy statements these folks come up with as to why they can't save money, I was about to say it defeats me, but it doesn't. It doesn't defeat me because I don't believe it. Let me know what you think in the comment section.
It's payday. Budget my paycheck with me. Hi, I'm legally blonde and I'm 25 years old. And
for those who don't know, he said legally blind, not legally blonde. All right, because I saw some people in the comment section be like, oh, I thought he said legally blonde. No, he said he's legally blind.
I work at Walmart as an overnight stalker. On my last video that I did like this, I told you guys I was making $15.78, but since then I've gotten a 38-cent raise, so now I'm making $16.16. So my check for the 2 weeks was $1,273. And I did work a little bit of overtime, so that's my check, like after taxes and things like that. And I also made $94, I think, from my TikTok for this month. It was my first paycheck from TikTok, so I also added that in as well, which comes up to $1,367. So since I get paid bi-weekly, I like to take half of my rent out of each check. So for this check, I'm going to be taking out $435.
Shout out to this guy. I like where it's going. First of all, he works at Walmart. He was getting paid, I think, what, like 13 something or 15 something, whatever. It's in the teens. He won't complaining. Shout out to this guy, because he could be complaining about how much Walmart isn't paying us. I got a 38-cent raise. You got a raise, bro. It's not about how much you make. It's about what you do with what you make. And he's splitting up his bills so he can manage his money easier. This is one of the things I do. Shout out to this guy.
And my rent is $870. And I also have
And how many people be complaining, oh, rent is too much? Like they can't cut it in half. Come on, man. This guy's rent is $800 something. Now, maybe it is $800 something, or maybe it's $1,600 and he's splitting it with someone. Either way, he's paying a lot less than a lot of people who have, what is it called? Let's call it inflated value, because they think they're too good to split rent. Or why would I do that? So you can save money? Come on.
Pay my electric bill, which is $123.91, but I'm just going to round it up to $124. And I'm going to be putting $200 towards groceries, and I'm going to be putting $200 towards rideshare as well. As you guys know, I don't drive, obviously, because I'm legally blind. So I'm dependent on Ubers and Lyfts since there's no public transportation that comes in my area. And that leaves me with $408. I do have a dentist appointment Friday. I am a new patient at this dentist office, and she told me for new patients, they do charge a one-time fee of $102.
Yeah, I hate them fees, man. When I signed up for my doctors like a year ago, they charged me like $150, close to damn near like $200 just to like become a new patient. I was like, bro, take the money, bro. I just need a checkup.
I've never had to do that before. This is my first time ever having to do that. And she said insurance doesn't cover that, so I'll have to pay out of pocket for that. So I'll be paying $102 Friday for that. I did put $80 towards self-care, and I'm putting $225 in my savings. I'm putting a larger amount in my savings because I am hoping to move out of state by the end of this year or beginning of next year. I'm trying to move to a more accessible city, more so a walkable city. And I also feel like moving to a bigger city would be so much better for me. As
hopefully he's not going to live above his means. It sounds like it's going to be beneficial for him considering his conditions, but hopefully he's not going to be living above his means. And hopefully he's not just saving just to move out. Hopefully he is still saving a certain percentage when he does move out.
Someone who is legally blind, just because like I'm going through a lot of like kind of like struggles with like transportation and things like that here, and that's something that I'm trying to get rid of. I'm just trying to make life easier for myself. But after all of my expenses, I'm left with $1, which is okay. You guys really seem to enjoy my
Dang, I ain't hear nothing about investing. $1? Oh, well, you know what? He paid the $102 from the dentist. You know what I'm saying? I wish he would have said, like, yeah, if I didn't have to pay this 102, I would have invested it. Yeah, invest something, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I really like this guy's breakdown. He actually knows where his money is going. He's not creating excuses. He works at Walmart. He could be getting paid somewhere else and complaining about it. He's not. I like it. Anyways, subscribe if you like the content. I'll see you guys in the next clip. Let's go.